everybody, hey guys, who's there today? Welcome back to another episode of Halloween at the Manor. So this is going to be our haunt update video number 10. So last night I started to work on the lighting outside and I think I'm in a pretty good place with it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some footage tonight and I'll put that in the video so you guys can see what the yard looks like at night. Like I said, I think I'm in a good place. I never feel like I get the lighting right, but right now the way it looks, I'm content with it. I had been doing some other smaller things this week. Added some like vines to the columns that were the new columns this year. Got the finials in and put the finials on some of the posts out there on our smaller cemetery. I am working on another project that I'm gonna start showing you guys here as well. Again, another unnecessary project, but at the end of the day, I think it's gonna be really cool. So why don't we go ahead and we'll get started here and let's get going. I mentioned in our last video, I believe, that we had these really cool gargoyle statues that we got at home, and this is one of them. We have two of them, and I was thinking they're 30 inches high, but I was thinking about, well, what happens if I made a 2-foot base for it and then surrounded the whole base with Loctite foam and basically made it look like that brick like I did on the over the front door facade. So I think that's what we're gonna end up doing. I'm just kind of messing around with this tonight, but I just showed Vanessa and she thought it was awesome. So I think we're gonna go ahead with this one. We're gonna put these two guys on our front porch. I mentioned, I believe in the last video, that I thought the front porch was kind of missing something. And I think this will definitely take care of filling in the space that I thought was kind of empty. All right guys, so I did finish building both of the bases for the gargoyle statues that we're gonna put on the front porch. They are 24 inches tall, 17 inches wide, and they're 19 inches long. I built the bases, the frame, out of 2x2s, but I did add a 2x4 underneath the part where the gargoyle is going to sit, just to give it a little bit more added stability. So the next thing I'm going to try to do is see if I have enough scrap wood here to cover all of this, because all this is going to be covered in foam anyway. If I don't have enough scrap wood, then I'm going to have to go buy some, but that's kind of where I'm at in the project. All right, guys, so this is kind of where I'm at with the Gargoyle Stand project. I put on trim today on the top of this, and I did end up having enough scrap wood to cover all of the sides here, which is awesome. So what I did was I put some 2x4s and I used that as trim on here, and I made it so that the gargoyle can sit right in here. There's like a you know, a 1.5 inch gap here, so he can sit in there and he's not going anywhere. So I used 2x4s as the trim on the top, and then I used 2x2s as trim on the bottom. And I had exactly 6 skulls left from my skull facade project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in like this clump of 3. I don't have any more foam left. This was the last of my foam. I just wanted to put it in there to see what it looks like. Vanessa ordered me some more, so I should be getting that this week, and once I get that, I can kind of continue with the project. So on the other base, I'm going to do the exact same thing, and then like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to go around this whole base here with the foam and make it look like bricks like I did the over the front door facade. But overall, I think this thing looks pretty cool. It's about 54 inches tall. It's going to look really cool on the front porch, especially when you have 2 of them on there. I think it's going to be really awesome looking. Another thing I wanted to show you guys is, I don't know if I showed you this or not. I cannot remember actually what I taped, but anyway, I did make a second guy here to look like they're digging graves. You guys already saw that one in the last video, but I did make this guy too. What I ended up doing was, and this actually worked out really well, I ran 2 pieces of 4-foot PVC from the bottom of his leg to the top of his shoulders here on both sides, and then I corpsed this whole thing. This thing works perfectly. I put 2 pieces of 4-foot rebar in the ground and then slid this guy over, and it's been really windy here the last day and a half, 2 days, and these guys are not moving, and so that really works. So if you guys are interested about keeping your skeletons up, try the rebar and the PVC trick and corpse it. It works out pretty well. But basically just corpse this this guy, gave him the pickaxe here, and then what we did is we threw some soil down here to make it look like they started digging the grave. But I just want to show you guys that. I can't remember if I showed it to you or not. All right, guys, so one of the things that I was working on this week was building the panels for the back of the walkthrough. So this is going to be, these are the panels that are going to be right up against the back of the fence, and basically the entire walkthrough coming out this way is going to be built off of them. So I actually got those all finished up today. As you can see, they're all spray painted, they're all wrapped with the black plastic sheeting, so this is ready to go. I will take you around the back of the fence to show you how I secured these on there, but I did also put in some screws against these posts here, right here and here. So these things are in here pretty tightly. I don't think they're going to go anywhere, so this is pretty good start for us. You know, next weekend is October 1st, so I have a feeling that next weekend we'll probably start setting up the walkthrough, because we have a ton of work to do as far as, you know, lighting and getting everything right for that. So I think I'm just going to leave this up. I was just going to put this up to test it, but I think I'm just going to leave it up, and this is basically going to be the start of our walkthrough. All right, guys, so I wanted to give you a quick shot of the back here of the walkthrough, how I decided to brace this. I don't have the entrance up yet, which is going to go right there. I don't have that up yet, but this is the panels that I just showed you from the front. So what I decided to do is I put a piece of 2x4 behind this to connect the two panels together. So these two panels, this one and this one, are connected by this piece of 2x4, and then I ran another piece of 2x4 down the back of the fence here. I think this is about 3 feet, a little over 3 feet, and I did the same thing over here as well. These are exactly 3 feet. This one is a little bit more. I didn't feel like cutting it, just had it laying around. So I think this is going to work. I don't see these moving. The other thing too is that once we start putting up the walls, we are going to rebar those in the ground too, and this whole thing is going to be, you know, screwed together, and I just don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think it's going to be pretty secure for the kids to walk through. All right, guys, so here is a quick look at the yard lit up at night. This is kind of like my first run at it. I have to say, like I mentioned earlier, I am pretty content with the way this looks. That's not to say that I wouldn't change some things, or I might change some things as it gets closer to Halloween, but for now, I really like the way this looks. There could be a chance that I might add some more LEDs somewhere, but I want to get the walkthrough done first and see what kind of LEDs I want to use on that. I think I have like 7 or 8 left, and I actually had to use about, in the yard here, about 12 of them. So I've already used 12, and like I said, I have 7 or 8 left, so I might add a few here or there, but right now everything, you can kind of see every tombstone. I do really like the blue effect over here, and I kind of use that on tombstones that really don't have like any writing on them, just like crosses, and of course the angel that we got from Home Depot. But all the other ones, this seem to be you can read everything. I got someone behind me here. But yeah, I'm pretty content with the way this looks so far. Here's our 2 guys digging the graves. We got our groundbreaker over there. She's pretty cool looking. Got these 2 guys here. One of the things that I might change is I might add another LED to light up the cemetery sign a little bit more. You can read it if you're up close, but if you were like on the sidewalk here, like right here, I'm on the sidewalk, it's a little bit harder to read. I might shoot some more light up at it, maybe install a light right on the top of the column here and shoot up. I'm thinking about doing that. Over here, like I said, I really didn't worry too much about this section because this section is kind of like the store-bought stuff. However, I really do like the way that the zombie is lit up here. Like,
all you can really see is like the whites of his eyes, which is really awesome. I think that looks really cool. Now, the walkthrough is not up yet, as you can see. All we have is the back walls, but I did set up 2 LEDs, one right here and one over here, that I think once we get this thing up will cover the entire front. If it doesn't, then I'll just have to add some more. Like I said, I do have about 7 or 8 left over. Take you guys over here. Had these fiberglass, I think they're fiberglass, these fiberglass skulls. At one time they did light up. I didn't check to see if they still work, but I put them on both of these columns here. I thought that was kind of cool. We got our Home Depot hearse here. I'll tell you what, I'll turn him on real quick for you guys. This thing is really awesome. I don't know if Home Depot actually makes this anymore or sells this anymore, but honestly they really should, because it is really cool. I mean, this thing is awesome. Love how these lanterns light up and flicker, and then you have the red bulb in here, and right now it's lighting up our corpse guy. This thing is really cool. If you guys can get your hands on the Home Depot hearse, I would definitely pick this thing up. Go around here towards the front of the house, and I like how the zombie here is very dimly lit. However, you can just kind of like see his face, and I think with the people coming down the walkway here, the sidewalk going to the walkthrough, I think this is going to creep some people out. So in the front of the house here, I set up the skeleton here today. Kind of looked like he was jumping out behind this tombstone. I thought it was kind of cool. And once I finish the gargoyle stands, we will have the 2 gargoyles up here as well. And the last thing over here is going to be the, sorry about that, going to be the Sleepy Hollow scarecrow here. Like I said, we are going to put like hay bales, corn stalks, jack-o'-lanterns, things like that out there, and probably make this, like I already mentioned, like a little photo op for people. But that's kind of what I got now. Like I said, I'm pretty I think overall I'm pretty happy with it. I really think this is cool here, the way the Jason Voorhees tombstone is getting the red and then the blue. I think it looks really cool. But yeah, I overall think this thing looks really cool. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with this first run here, and you know, if I do decide to change anything, I'll show you guys. But as of now, I think this is pretty good to go. So hopefully this looks good to you guys.